Checking in here with the head coach of the Liberty Flames men's tennis team, Chris Johnson, as the Flames get set to embark on their 2015 fall schedule and coming off two very successful spring campaigns as well. Coach, I know you opened the fall this weekend with a trip to Athens and the tournament down there hosted by Georgia Bulldogs. What can you tell us about the tournament coming up this weekend?
Southern Intercollegiate Tournament. We've been down there several times. It's for this weekend, it'll be the most important tournament that's going on this weekend in college athletics as far as Division I tennis goes. So, we want to compete against the best, and we've done it before. We've had a good tournament down there before, and we've got some strong players. So we're looking to have a good tournament again.
Yeah, it's been a couple of years since you've been down there. I think 2013 was the last time. What brought about the addition of this back to the schedule, I guess?
Well, we tried Wilmington last year, and we got some more matches down there, and we probably would have gone to Wilmington again this year with such a young squad. We get a few more matches, and you see development a little bit more, but they moved their tournament to a different weekend, and we like to get our guys out early, so we're going to go back to Athens this year.
You mentioned the fact that you have a young squad. This is one of the larger recruiting classes that you've had here, coming off two very successful seasons. Tell us about the thought process of expanding the roster like that.
Well, with cost of attendance coming in, I just give hats off to our administration and the school for allowing us to do that, because that's allowed us to get a bigger class, and that's going to help our depth a lot this year. The last couple of years we've had a great record, but we just didn't win the championship, and that's what we want to do. And so, when you look at the numbers, by the numbers, it was depth in our roster. Mm-hmm. And so this year we're able to add a little bit of depth. We've got some great players that have come in, and so we're going to go out this fall. We're going to get them matches, and we're going to work them through the process.
Was that the biggest thing then, is just not having the depth that you needed to get to the promised land?
Yeah, it's a little bit unrealistic saying that we're not going to have any injuries going through the spring or going through a year, and these guys fight so hard on the court. To say they're not going to get injured at all is really not realistic. So we really want to be deep enough to absorb some of those and still win a trophy.
Look at the schedule coming up here. A few other dates want to talk about. You also have a couple of professional futures tournaments on the schedule. First time the Flames have ever featured these tournaments. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, we want to up the level again. Every year we're trying to up the level and get them in a different atmosphere. So a couple weeks from now, we've already got some players entered in those pro tournaments. They're out in California, and we're going to go out and we're going to let them compete in just an environment that's different. It's a big level. It's professional players. A lot of some of the top teams across the United States in Division I tennis do this, and we're going to jump in with both feet and do it as well. We think that our players are able to compete at that level, and we're going to go out and let them.
A couple of other dates want to touch on here. You got a split weekend for ITA All-American Tournament, and then some players will compete in that, and then some will compete in the Elon Invitational as well. That's October 2nd through the 4th. And then the 15th through the 19th, you've got the ITA Atlantic Regional in Blacksburg before you close things out down in Winston-Salem. How do you feel about this fall slate overall and how it plays together?
Yeah, it's always an interesting puzzle when you're trying to put it together, and we've got a mix of young guys this year, and so we've got, when you see the mix with Elon and then Tulsa, we've got some guys that are coming back that we just want to put in some high-level matches, and we want to try to get some guys ranked, and then we've got some young guys that need matches, and so the other tournament's going to allow us to do that. And then as we move through the regionals and into Wake Forest, we really want to see which guys are kind of poking their head up and playing really good tennis, and we're going to send them in front of some really good players. But ultimately, by the time we reach January, we're going to hopefully have 9 guys or 10 guys that have all got a lot of matches and are poised for a great spring.
Last year we had some success in the fall with Dylan Seeger and Sam Matheson and Jorge Azuero as well. Who are a couple of guys that could stand out here this fall, you think?
Well, Matheson's coming back. He played towards the top of our lineup with Dylan last year. And so we're looking for, some good stuff out of him. He came back. I saw him hit. He's in great shape, no injuries or anything to speak of. Somali's coming back. He's going to be a senior. You're just talking about a guy that under pressure just gets it done. And that's what you need on a team. And then we've got some other guys that are returning that helped lead the team and really developed a lot last year. And then again, we've got a great freshman class. So if we can come together as a team and really gel as a team, we've got a lot of talent.
Good stuff, Chris. Appreciate the time, and wish you the best of luck coming up here this weekend.
Thank you so much.
Safe travels to Athens. That's Chris Johnson, the head coach of the Liberty men's tennis team. My name is Nick Pierce for the Liberty Flames Sports Network.